My friends, there's something strange going on with food. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We have these stories coming out of schools. Actually, what's really strange about it is even my own son was telling me about this. And apparently it's not just him, but tons of other people get into that. We got what's going on with McDonald's, the CEO getting caught again. We got also a number of other stories, SNAP benefits, Starbucks getting caught with a new thing that they're doing. A lot of people are not happy about it. And of course, a ton of other stuff, including tons of stores being shut down in certain cities. We'll get into that as well. And also at the tail end, we'll get into a number of other things, including what's going on with time. Is time changing around us? Let's just get going here. Let's start with McDonald's CEO. This is the third time. Okay, we saw him trying to eat chicken nuggets. We saw him trying to eat McDonald's fries. Tastes so great. Here we have him again, this time with the Big Mac. Check this out.
Yeah, give me 2 burger product, please. This man does not eat McDonald's. He looks like he would try and read the ingredients on the back of a banana.
I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know.
He's making excuses as to why he's not going to eat the burger. I will allow the product to enter at a later date during my lunch. It's been tested on the Canadians. I'm not afraid of it.
Even the biggest news channels in the world have dedicated full segments to it.
All right, let's pull this back and watch the whole thing where he tries to eat it. All right, check this out. This is pretty funny.
Here it is, the Big Arch. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. It's a delicious product.
He calls it...
Oh my God, he calls it a product. This is what it would be like if Mr. Rogers could lie. You know what I mean? This is literally Mr. Rogers lying, if that was even possible. He should not be taste testing his food. I think he's literally causing McDonald's to lose money whenever he does this stuff. He tries to do it better every time. Product. This is our product. I'm eating a product. Does that even make any sense? Of course, you don't even get to watch him chew it up the first bite. And then he goes off camera promising you he's going to eat this for lunch. For some reason, I don't believe him. I just don't believe him. You know, I don't know. And we got all these weird stories in the food realm. We have Crumbl Cookie. Crumbl Cookie employee says they are instructed not to talk about how much sugar in their new 148-gram sugar drinks. He says people will come in and order the drink multiple times a day. He tries to warn them. He also says these same people who order the drink multiple times a day will also order a 6-pack of cookies too. I did the math. 2 of these drinks and 6 cookies would be about 820 grams of sugar. For reference, this is like drinking 20 cans of Coke in one sitting. Let's just check out what he has to say here.
Get the dirty soda. Hi everyone, I'm a Crumbl employee, and we've started to have customers come in every day or multiple times a day for these new dirty sodas that have 148 grams of sugar in them. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I think that drinking anything with 148 grams of sugar daily or multiple times a day especially probably isn't the best for your health. But I'm not allowed to say that. One time I said to one of the customers, like, there's 148 grams of sugar, and then I got in trouble because I'm not really supposed to point that out. And they were like...
You're not supposed to tell them facts like that. They might not come in and drink it anymore. We don't want them completely addicted, so they come in and drink basically 20 cans of soda every day, right? That's what you got to do, right? Like I said, we're going to get into a ton of stuff. We got here Caleb Hammer with a $3,000 per month SNAP benefit scammer. We'll get into that. We got a ton of other stuff, like I mentioned. A lady that's 85 years old, and she looks like she's 60. I'll show you that in a second here, what she does. We got this weird thing with time going on that we're going to get into at the tail end and what Elon had to say. First, I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. You definitely want to get this if you've not already. 6 months worth for, I think, $1,300. They got a 3-month worth one for, I think, about $700, maybe $750. And they got a ton of other options, as low as $30 if you want to just get 3 days worth. They got water filtration, solar power. They got power bank, like batteries. They got everything. 2,500. I think they call it Grid Doctor right here. Go check it out. Link is in the description. This book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. You might not need that. With what Elon says at the end of this video, it's only $37. Get the printed version. You're going to definitely want it because you won't be able to get it when there's no power. You can't watch me because I'm about the only person selling it. Lots of rave reviews, detailed, hundreds of pages, how to live for an extended period of time when you don't have electricity. Go check it out. You won't be able to get it at Walmart after the fact or any other place. Link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. Also, go check out all my other social media link below. We're on X and everything. We got here Caleb Hammer. The SNAP food stamp system in America is so broken. This man makes $3,000 per month, yet he's getting $300 per month on EBT for food stamps and gets free taxpayer-funded hot meals from Meals on Wheels. All right, let's just check out what he has to say here.
Stamps.
$300 a month.
I'm being told you have tried to get the hot meals that are delivered to homeless people.
I do. Yeah, I do.
What?
Yeah, because I'm hungry. Okay.
You already have food stamps. And how often are you trying to get the hot meals that are meant for homeless people?
Every day.
No. How does this work? Tell me.
Basically, you go on Google, you just look up, I'm homeless, need food.
You're not homeless, are you?
Not yet, but I will be soon.
You Google, I'm homeless, help, even though you're not.
And I say, I'm looking for food. And
What?
then they have like an automatic map.
I mean, look, if you're able to get on Google and look this up in the first place, you probably are able to afford at least a little bit of food, right? I mean, if you can afford an internet, right?
It's called Meals on Wheels or some shit. And then you just go follow the truck.
But you are taking from people that actually...
Oh my goodness. This guy's literally robbing the poor. Of course, we have lots of other people using this program for even worse than that. We've talked about people getting $2,000 a month through it. Not from our country. We talked about also all the other different scandals this year that have come out, USAID and others. You got Caleb Hammer covering it as well. And just so many insane people out there taking advantage of the situation like that. You got Starbucks employees exposed. Starbucks is using blending powder in many of their new drinks. This came out this month, apparently. New powder was just introduced this month. If you drink Starbucks, you should be concerned about this. The blending powder consists of gum, arabic, maltodextrin, zein gum, natural flavor, silica, stevia extract. The reason when they use it is because it acts as an emulsifier, stabilizer. The gums and other components create a smoother, more consistent frozen blend texture. Starbucks employees have been making videos saying it makes their throats hurt, makes them cough. Silica is the silicon dioxide and acts as an anti-caking agent. This is a very controversial ingredient for health concerns. It's also a concern for Starbucks employees because inhaling it is dangerous. Apparently, if you inhale too much of this, you can get very sick. Here they are showing it.
This stinks so bad.
They're putting this in some of the drinks. That looks like the school lunch milks that I'm going to show you in a minute, by the way. Which my son told me there's milk problems at his school where it's like thick. You're going to see the most insane stuff from school lunches in a second as well.
Ew. I cannot record the go. This is what y'all are eating whenever y'all get.
This is the kind of stuff they put in some of the ice creams now as well and other things. They're maybe not the exact ingredients, but some of the ingredients that they mentioned there. Instead of cream, instead of ice cream, right? And you're seeing this also happening with school lunches. And there's a lot of other weird things going on, apparently. Americans need to realize how much of the food is being replaced with artificial ingredients. I don't think people realize the food that you eat every day is not real. Real maple syrup is literally tree sap, boiled down into liquid, but most maple syrup in stores is corn syrup with flavoring. Why? Because the process is time consuming. Real maple syrup takes 44 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. Next is crab meat. You're looking at an imitation crab made of fish paste that is flavored, shaped, and dyed to look like crab. It was invented as a cheap substitute. And it now is so common that most people don't even realize that that's what they're eating. Next is Parmesan cheese. Real Parmigiano Reggiano can only come from a specific region of Italy. A lot of cheap Parmesan is in the U.S. is mixed with cellulose, literally wood pulp, to bulk it up. It's legal as long as they label it. Then you got vanilla. Vanilla beans are the most expensive crops on earth. So most vanilla flavoring doesn't even come from vanilla at all. It comes from vanillin, a compound made from wood pulp and petroleum byproducts. Wow, that sounds great. Finally, olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the most commonly fake foods in the world. Why? Because real olive oil is expensive to produce. Some suppliers cut it with cheap seed oils. Sometimes the bottle doesn't even contain any real olive oil at all. And actually, I had to check mine once. I bought some olive oil, at least I thought it was, and then I looked at it, and actually it was only part olive oil. So then I went in and bought the actual real olive oil. A lot of them are actually not fully olive oil, and some of them could be fake, like you're saying as well.
I don't think people realize the food you eat every day is fake. Real maple syrup is literally tree sap boiled down.
Oh, he's just saying the same thing.
But
saying the same thing I read there.
produce. Some suppliers cut it with cheap seed oils. Sometimes the bottle doesn't contain any real olive oil at all. So I scanned my favorite brand of vanilla extract with the Reveal It app. It flagged vanillin made from petroleum byproducts instead of actual vanilla bean. Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you think you got actual vanilla, and it's actually from petroleum and wood pulp.
Your vanilla cookies have probably never met real vanilla beans.
A lot of information was...
That's crazy, man. That's really ridiculous. And then you got this school lunch one. I showed this yesterday on my other channel. And my son told me that the milk was sometimes weird at school. And I was like, okay, what does he mean by that? And he said a little thick. Well, obviously, when it goes bad, it gets really thick like that. But this is crazy what this video shows. This is nuts. 40 different school lunches were taken, frozen, and sent to an independent lab for testing. Here's what was found. Over 93% positive for glyphosate. Wow. 100% positive for heavy metals. 29 different pesticides were found. This is not even the one I was going to show you. I was going to show you a clip on what kids were showing. This is what kids are showing. Let me show you what kids are showing. That's a carrot, dude. That was a magnetized carrot. It had metal in it.
Being served at school today.
It's a hot dog or sausage? What is that? That's uncooked bread, it looks like.
Bro, this shit does not move. This is our school lunch.
Until they fix this shit.
Look at that cheese, man.
Oh, yo!
Open it up. Oh!
Oh my goodness, dude.
Then I realized what it is.
These free school lunches are nasty.
Oh, there's worse. There's worse.
It's not edible. It's not fucking...
It's a tray right here.
Oh my god!
This is what your kid might be eating every day. I don't know. It's pretty bad. Look at that. It was like a block of chocolate, dude. What's God? That is so bad. What? That doesn't even look right for bad milk. See, even bad milk doesn't even look like that. That's what is going on here. Bad milk will get chunky, but it won't get like yogurt. That looks like yogurt. What is I know what bad milk looks like. It don't look like that. I don't know what's going on with that. That's crazy. And so this guy was going through, obviously glyphosate is in some items. I mean, very low percentage. Oats tend to have more, particularly American oats, because they use glyphosate or Roundup when they're going to cut the crop, which they don't do in other countries. So Wow, this is nuts. Toxic heavy metals. See, that's my concern is like what's going on with these companies that provide food for schools. 6,000% more heavy metals than deemed safe. Fast food burgers contain 1,000 more heavy. What is it? Are these like the worst companies that just really have subpar standards and are just like producing terrible food? I mean, this honestly, I was thinking it looked worse than prison food. This looked worse than prison food, man. This is ridiculous. 100% of Chick-fil-A sandwiches also had this Avery contraceptive. What? What is this? I don't even know what this is. What is that? Let's go look at what that is. What? It's for birds like pigeons? In Canada, what? What in the world? Oh, of course, duh, for chickens. Well, duh. But why is it inside there? It should be... They're supposed to have testing to where they do this so many months before they cull the chicken so that it doesn't end up in the chicken itself. You know what I mean? So it makes you really wonder what's going on with these standards. Clearly not good. There was actually, it was one of the viral things today on X was about what's going on with these food lunches. And there's also a number of other stories, including 7 Save-A-Lot stores closed in Chicago food deserts. Closures hit Inglewood, Auburn, Gresham, West Pullman, South Shore, South Chicago, West Lawn, West Garfield Park, affecting Black and Latino communities with few fresh food options. Save-A-Lot ended its deal with operator Yellow Banana due to 26% drop in SNAP sales from federal cuts under... Oh, that's kind of interesting. So this is what happens when you have so much fraud that when you fix it, it actually causes other problems. Ridiculous. And so you have all these stores shutting down in Chicago. Not a good thing.
I know the struggle. I was there. I saw it. So it's like, man, another blow to the community, and ain't nothing we could do about it.
Yeah, we have nothing. You know, so I don't know what we're going to do. There's nothing around here. No.
I'm thinking there's like multiple factors to this. You know, you got first the SNAP benefits that were, there's a number of illegal versions of that, right? Some fraud with that getting caught up that actually affected these companies. But then you also have people just straight up stealing in some cases with these stores. So you got like multiple things just piling up on top of each other. Like this guy here just stealing all the wine. And they always go for the most expensive items. So that's going to put the company out of business. They don't go for the cheap stuff. It's not like they're going for crackers because they're starving. They get 20 bottles of wine so they can go sell it on eBay or something like that. Yeah. Oh, they're just starving. That's why they're stealing. No, then why are they stealing all the expensive stuff? It's multiple of the same item is so they can go sell it. Obviously. Maybe in some cases they just want to make steaks all day long, like this lady. I don't know. Just grab a bunch of steaks, all the expensive foods. But this right here, look, you got multiple of the same item. They're probably going to sell it. I mean, it makes sense. It's a way to make some money, right? That's what they would do. You got what's going on at some of these shopping malls, apparently. If you're thinking about spending quality time with your family and friends at the shopping mall in Greensboro in North Carolina. Let's get rid of this music. What kind of music is that? Lots of people fighting for no reason. Wow, great. Yeah, so, I mean, this is the kind of stuff going on now. It's pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. And it just makes you wonder. A lot of this comes back to parenting. It comes back to responsibility for what you do. Not being told that you deserve to rob stores. You know, you were disenfranchised in some way and you must get your, you know, whatever free stuff at the cost of everyone else in your neighborhood who now can't go to the store anymore because it's gone, right? You got this lady here. I saw this over on Steak and Butter Gal's channel. I was just surprised at how young she looked on the left. She's 85. Does she look 85 to you?
Have hours and hours to spare because you won't be shopping. True. You won't be cleaning up by hand every day. to feed cows. Just eat meat. It doesn't matter what kind of meat. It doesn't have to be
That's
good.
all she does,
Most of the
is eat meat.
my husband and I eat is hamburger. And yes, you can say, yeah, but it works okay for me. Or
She don't look no 85 to me, dude. What does she look like? She looks like she's 60 something. I don't know. That's just my guess. Looking at her, I would never think she was 85. Right? Like her skin looks pretty good. I mean, considering she seems to be, and it makes sense kind of. I mean, she eats only meat, right? Some sort of lion diet or something. And I know that's really good for your teeth and skin and stuff like that. So obviously if you're 85 and you're just eating all meat, you're going to probably look a little bit better skin-wise and teeth-wise and stuff like that for sure. And if you're obviously active as well, she's on a farm, makes it even better. So that's probably why she look. I mean, but the fact is you don't see very many 85-year-olds looking like this, right? You don't. Straight up, you don't. So at any rate, I just thought that was interesting. You have here someone talking about clocks are off and people are noticing time is speeding up. Woman just shared something strange. She has an old digital clock from 2024 that used to keep perfect time. This year, she noticed her phone was consistently 6 minutes faster than the old clock. The clock was always accurate before.
So I just counted the 60 seconds just to make sure like this is correct. But so I set this clock back in aesthetic school in 2024 when I need to keep track of my facials. And the crazy thing is that the clock was always right. This year, I don't know what happened. Last year was correct. This year I noticed that my phone is always quicker, like 6 minutes.
Well, a lot of people are talking about just time just seems like it's faster than it's been before. And obviously as you get older, it does feel like that anyways, but it just seems like far too fast now. It's like, wasn't it just the beginning of the year? You know what I mean? Like it feels like the year just flies by now. And there's also other people talking about speculating on other things, certain things shutting down recently. And they're supposedly putting new magnets on it. If you know what I'm referring to, kind of relates to this topic. Something that's over in Europe. Very large. They crash things together. And the atomic level, I think you know what I'm referring to probably. That thing shut down and they're putting stronger magnets on it. 30% stronger to run even bigger things on it. Elon warns time is running out. And most we are 3 years left. You can still make money selling your work. After that, AI will automate most tasks. Paying a person for the time will no longer make sense. This is what he's literally saying. But he's also selling this weird dream like, well, everything's going to get super cheap because AIs and robots are doing everything. And then you'll be able to afford stuff. But the problem is like, if you're not working, how are you going to make the money? Even if everything's cheap, right? Model of the last 200 years. I honestly don't think he's fully right about this. I do think it's going to be like 50-50 right, meaning like what they think is going to happen is probably going to be half that. So there is going to be loss of jobs. I do believe that. This will trigger the greatest transfer of wealth in modern human history. In the end, what matters is not how much you work, but what you own. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, and they don't want you to own it, of course, anything, do they? That's kind of weird.
In 5 years, we'll have probably, so 5 years being, say, 2031, I think digital intelligence will exceed the sum of all human intelligence. That there will be, in 5 years.
See, what he just said there doesn't even make full sense. Digital intelligence will be greater than the sum of human intelligence. Well, for one, who programmed the AI? Humans. And, of course, they get their information from us. And on top of that, they're obviously not conscious. It's just a program. But perhaps they can learn more than we know. Is that what he's trying to say? I don't know.
Probably, there might be let's say at least 100 million humanoid robots, but maybe 1 billion. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, so is he taking into consideration all the materials that are needed to make these robots, understanding like some of the costs of these batteries and who's going to be purchasing these robots, right? if we are purchasing these robots, then they're going to be replacing us. It's a catch-22 here, right? It's a catch-22. It's kind of like going to the bank saying you need money. They don't want to give it to you because you don't have any money, right? They want you to have something that you own as collateral for the money you take. If you're buying all the robots and the robots are replacing you, how are you going to buy all the robots? You also have these rare earth minerals that are needed for batteries and stuff. Where's this billion robots going to come from? I don't know. I don't see how this is going to work. I'm an engineer just like him, but I mean, obviously he's Elon. He knows a lot, but.
All right.
Let me, and I will predict that the economy is probably twice its current size in 5, maybe 6 years. 5 to 7 years.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that's the case, but is that factoring in inflation, or is he just talking about the fact these robots are going to be very productive?
Because you're going to hit a doubling period, where the economic output is increasing so fast that plus minus a few years, you will see giant changes.
Right, but see, the whole concern is like his whole dream of like everyone just being able to live off a little bit of money because everything's so cheap. But where do you get the money from if you're not working? Obviously, someone's going to be still working. I think in reality, there is going to be a lot of people still working. Perhaps these robots will create new jobs because there's so much productivity. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts. I don't think they really fully understand how this is going to play out. Because if they did, they would all have like a very, I don't know. They would have a much better understanding of what's going to happen. And they all seem to be contradicting each other. So I really don't think they know, which is kind of concerning, considering how fast they're going forward with these AI centers and all the other stuff, right? You got an American who works building data centers says the amount of money he sees being poured into these projects it's like money isn't real. Let's see what he says here.
Those of us who are working on AI data farms right now and seeing the amount of money and labor and investment into this, and then you talk to some of your contractor friends and the budgets just aren't real. It's almost like the amount of money they're spending on AI farms, it's like money is not even real. If you're working on an AI farm, drop a comment below.
That's crazy. So obviously there's a lot of money going into it. They're talking about billions and billions of dollars nationwide total over 5 years. Data centers is roughly 100 to 150 billion in construction alone. 1 trillion when including all equipment and related capital spending. That's quite a bit of money. $1 trillion into these data centers. And I'm going to be getting into more of that on my other channel. I'm going to get into what's going on with cars and data centers. Because there's some new stuff coming out. A lot of these cars failing. Very interesting. And this I think is kind of a story of what's going to be happening in the future. I'm going to get into that over on my other channel. We also have here a man uploaded a video appearing to be stunned and amazed when he met a homeless man at a gas station who claims face morphed into Jesus right in front of him. This man claims the homeless man randomly said, "Hey boss, $13.50. When he arrived at the gas station, which he claims ended up being the exact amount of change he had left. Man claims he gave the homeless man the change of $13.50, and that's when he morphed into Jesus and told him things so profound he couldn't put it into words. All right, let's play this.
But I need to document what just happened to me. I pulled up to the gas station after having very clouded thoughts, and I don't know what happened, but I went to a dark place, and I left where I was at. I registered I needed to put power steering fluid in my car, and I had to park at a gas station next to a homeless man, or who I perceived to be a homeless man. And he, without a better word for it, he had incoherent, high ramblings. And all he said was, "Hey boss, $13.50. And I said to him, "But I will give you the change I get when I go inside." I bought my power steering fluid. It happened to be on sale. He didn't know why I stopped. My exact change was $13.50. I immediately knew what had just happened. So I ran up to this man. I didn't even care about the power steering fluid at this point. I ran up to this man and gave him all the money I had in my wallet, the $13.50, the rest of it, I'm not in a position. I needed that $13.50. And I shook his hand and I said, sir, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you, how much you're loved and respected. And I just really hope you're blessed and have a good meal. And then it flipped like a cutscene and his face changed. I was talking to Jesus. There's no world where this can be faked. I don't want it to be faked. I don't want it. I almost don't want it to be real because my entire life has been changed for the better. I was a believer and now I'm devout. I have met the conversation I shared with this man, who he only gave me the name of King. I swear to God. The message is too profound for me to put into ignorant words.
That's crazy. Wow. That is weird. I had one time where I was out talking to people about God, and I saw a lady, and it wasn't, her face didn't morph, but I just saw like in her eyes, I saw Jesus's eyes. It was really weird. Like they changed in front of me. Maybe it was a morph. I don't know, but it was really weird. It's like I knew instantly it was Jesus's eyes, and it like got white when I looked at it. It was like really weird. But that was a long time ago. I was in like high school at the time. At any rate, that's my video. Kind of want to know what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.